All right. Good afternoon, class, or good evening, I should say. It's past that time. So it's a little bit past 6 o'clock. This is our second last session. So far, everyone's doing good. All grades will be completed and other than the final by this Friday. So if you have any questions, check out your grades on Friday. So that means Thursday nights will be done. Check your grades out on Friday. If there's any issues, contact me Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or all through the next week. Let me know if you have late work that you submitted that I missed, an email that was missed, or something like that, and I'll make sure everything's squared away. Let's see. Once again, all grades will be in by this Friday. Let's see. Share my screen here. Let me make sure I'm sharing it. Looks like I am. Boop, boop, boop. Share screen one. Yep, sure am. All right. So, good thing to note is the final is available. If you go to course lessons, scroll all the way down, click final exam. And now we have the practice, which is multiple choice. Take as many times as you want. It refreshes you on all things fundamental. Gives you 35 questions at a time. It's not timed. Then the final exam itself, open book, open PDF. Take your book, open the PDF, make it available for you. But if you've done the work this far, really shouldn't rely on the book that much. 50 questions, 50 minutes. You only get to take it once. So once you open it and start it, rock and roll, right? It's not too bad. It's a recap of a lot of the practice exams and a lot of the quizzes that we've done. Now, for the final exam, the final lab, it's 30 points, right? It's a considerable amount of your grade, right? There's only 300 points in the whole class. So let's take a look at the PDF. Let's take a look at the requirements because it's pretty important. So it's a combination of leveraging everything we've learned from all the lessons, lesson 1 through 7, and any bonus material that I cover, like lambdas or stuff like that, right? So it's a trivia game. You want to give the user a nice welcome, directions, let them know what the game is about, then how many questions you want to ask them, let them know so the user's not in peril, right? The user doesn't know if it's going to end after one question or end after 50, right? Let them know. And then the requirements for mainline logic, error handling, use a try, except, else finally. The header, of course, filled out correctly. Comments, global, local variables when necessary. Of course, if you use functions, chances are you're going to use some global variables. Depending on how complex your code is, you may use some locals. At least one custom function, so one other than main, right? Use a list, tuple, or dictionary, or a combination of those. It's up to you. And use at least one looping function, while or for. I could see you play using a couple here, like while playing equals yes, perform this function, play the game, and the game being the trivia game. For each question in question, ask the question, gather the answer, compare the input to the correct answer, update the scores. Scoring is important. We've been doing counters and scoring the whole time, so leverage that as well. And then feedback to the user if they got it correct or incorrect. Store those answers somehow and give them back to the user at the end. Right? I've given you some sample questions. You could use those if you want to. You can create your own. In the past, folks have made trivia games on what they're interested in: photography, architecture, Star Wars, things like that, movie trivia. It's been kind of fun. Some music trivia. You kind of have creative free reign there. But let's think about what a question with wrong answers and the answer really is. If you take a look at it, it looks a lot like a key with a bunch of values, right? That could be a dictionary. You could create a dictionary of questions with answers, and the answers being a list, the value in the dictionary key being a list. And then how are you going to annotate your answer? That's creative genius here, right? You could put an A in front of it or a C for correct, and then before you show the answers to the user, remove the C, and then test it on the back end to see if it matches the correct answer. We could do all kinds of fun stuff. What else is it? It could be a list. You could have all your questions and answers in a list format. You go as far as putting them in a database or a file, like we learned in lesson 7, how to use a file, and cover databases briefly and pickles briefly. A pickle wouldn't be bad. A database wouldn't be bad. Just remember when you turn all that in, I need all that information. I need the DB, I need the backup, and the BAK and the DAT file, because unless you create a new database every time you start the game, because I will not have those files. And if you use a file to pull from to either your answers or questions or both, make sure that you turn those files in, because I will not have them. If you run it from a certain location on your computer, I do not have that certain location unless it's ctemp. So be mindful of absolute and non-absolute paths. And that's basically it for the final. If you wrote a good rock, paper, scissors, you could use that as an example. You have your play again function and everything in there too. The big thing is using all the tools that we covered, as many as possible. Stuff them in there. Of course, the requirements are pretty open. Mainline logic, error handling, header, comments, local variables, custom tuples, things like that. There's only 30 points possible, right? And if you're missing something or you use it incorrectly, that's usually a point just taken off. But they add up quickly, right? So just have creative freedom, really enjoy this, put your best efforts into it. Don't forget to use the template. That'll help you, guide you. Other than that, the next week, we're going to go over some extra stuff that I like to cover in this class, to include, I'm going to go a little bit deeper into lambdas. We're going to talk about where to go from here. Now that you've got the fundamentals in your belt, where do you go for your next level? Where should your focuses be, depending on if you're cybersecurity, if you're a system administrator, or if you're just a hobbyist? There's a bunch you could do with Python or big data or a data platform person. There's a lot you could do, a lot of different paths you could take with Python. It's a good tool to help you solve whatever you're working on. But this is where we're at. I feel confident everyone's going to do a great job. Let's see, it's open now, so you could rock and roll it now, but I suggest taking the practice exam, getting used to it, the layout, before you take the final exam and create your final lab and turn it in. This course ends, I believe, May 10th. Yep, May 10th. So everything has to be turned in by 11:59 p.m. on May 10th. I have to have grades in about a day and a half afterwards, so there's not much room for corrections. This is why we're talking here. It's supposed to be lesson 8. I'm going to save that for next week, and we just want to cover the final. But lesson 8, it's just extra stuff, like extra cool stuff. Map, zip, lambdas, more fun things you could do with Python at the intermediate level, or right before you go to the intermediate level. But it's ungraded. Lesson 8 is not graded. It's more of there to inspire you to keep going, if anything. But that's it for this course. I do have a QRG, a quick reference guide, that I want to post, that I'll post to the announcements. Basically, what this is a rundown of something of every chapter we covered, and just a little quick section with a little note of what it is. So in case you ever forget how to do it, you could just jump right to it. Find the items in a letter, sorted list, custom sorting, some fun stuff. I'll pop this in the announcements, and you'll have the QRG. Don't be afraid to put this on your thumb drive or somewhere on the cloud to have with you all the time. case you forget, you don't want to carry a book or can't get to Google or something, having a QRG about certain topics is always a pro tip, right? But that is it. I hope you all have a fantastic evening, and I'll talk to you next week. Remember, check Friday for all your grades. I'm going to say this again. Check Friday for all your current grades. The final is not due till the 10th. And without that, have a fantastic evening.